Hello, Professor Bright here. Welcome back to Disco Elysium, where we're going to be talking to Kim. Also, we're going to be putting that body in a fridge, but first...
Putting it today, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
Yeah, but I haven't paid the cafeteria for damages yet. Manager? Damages, yes. I don't have the money, though. Yeah. Yeah. We'll try talking with him. Hello. You say of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic. Reconstruct? Ew. Thank you. The tire tracks were left here by an unknown event that took place some days ago. It's a message written in the language of burnt rubber. Some of the rubber stuck to the tiles right in front of the whirling rags. This is point A. The driver started there and accelerated straight into the fence. Left a hole big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry. I'm sorry, so France and Nigeria are still a thing? That doesn't make sense. We have some weird alternate history thing going on here. Anyway, according to the cafeteria manager, what happened next? The driver proceeded to back out of the yard, barely stopping before hitting the adjacent building. Before heading south, must have been in a hurry. This connected to the case? There are plenty of traffic accidents. Well, he's not sure. There are plenty of traffic accidents waiting to happen in Martinez. With the jam right here on the roundabout, I would keep them separate. You could follow the track south. There seemed to be a canal there. See where they went, if you find the time. The car drove through the fence. You're correct. This is rather motor carriage friendly city. Somehow that makes you feel scared. You don't know why. Drive-by shootings, maybe? I mean, I would assume. But... Also... Yeah, not sure... I think I'm going to be sleeping on a street, unfortunately. I'll be quite sad. Anywho. So what do you think of this fridge, Kim? Looks big enough for 2 corpses. It's certainly an eccentric choice, but it's more than big enough. And cold enough. Honestly, it's perfect. All I have to do is plug the fridge back in. Can do. Wait, well, actually, before I do that, try to crack open the lid? Yeah. Minus 20 pry bar not strong enough. But there's a 3% chance. No, oh well. The ice squeaks beneath the pry bar. You think you've got the bar jammed in there pretty well, but the lid simply won't budge. You see the pry bar's middle of the handle bending right before your very eyes. That's a good pry bar. I'm not criticizing it, but this ice cream maker is frozen shut. Takes an advanced tool to get it open. Advanced? Where do we get one? I have no idea, officer. This ice cream maker is important enough to requisition a special tool. Sooner or later, you will stumble upon a tool mighty enough. Then we will know what is in this mysterious ice cream maker. Pretty sure I remember it being one of those little, Oh, do I not have it anymore? It might be somewhere in all of this, but I don't see it. But one of those sort of like glass computery bits. I'm gonna assume it's the giant red cable for the... Yeah, the owners have to pay for just a little bit longer. But let's return to the fridge. Let's get that body in there. Also, I should put this away. Just thinking if there's any way I could make more money, though. Fridge plugged in. Will you help me with the body, Kim? Of course, I'll take the head, you take the feet. Not gonna be the easiest thing It's not gonna be the easiest thing in the world, but we'll manage. Okay, let's do this. Clap your hands. Oh, it's heavier than you suspected. Oh, that's a sound. Oh, that is dragging. Okay. Good job, guys. I had thought it might be something else, but regardless, the body is heavier than you expected. And stinkier, and wetter sounding than I thought it would be. But it takes half an hour to get it down to the basement, then 10 more minutes to stuff it in the fridge. Lieutenant takes a step back to admire your handiwork. Beautifully, he says, wiping his hands in his handkerchief. A dead body in an ice bear fridge. This is some of the best police work I've ever done. You've created an ice bear sarcophagus. Behold, we have created an ice bear sarcophagus. He nods gravely. Talk of the ice bear sarcophagus must not leave this room. We did our best with the means at our disposal. Did we, though? He sighs. Okay, maybe we did. At least we've stopped the body from decomposing further. Now you can conduct another inspection, under controlled circumstances. Ooh. Yep, Perception. Legendary failure. Ooh, wow, okay. You touch the dead man's body. His skin is cold, light blue, and silvery in the light of the fridge. You still have no idea where to begin or what to even do with him. Close the door for now. I mean, I could try to remove the boots again, but... I think I'm gonna have to wait till Kim's asleep. Let's try it. Who knows, maybe freezing him will have made it. Tell me something, dead man. How do you like it in the fridge? Get a lot, brother. This really is your finest hour. You're a genius, a regular Copolangelo. Enough. Try to move him. Thought we decided to leave it to processing. Lieutenant shakes his head. Guess I'll turn this into some kind of circus. Damn it, this is turning into some sort of mega puzzle. Okay. So you can sneak out of your room, maybe, after he's gone to sleep. Close the door. Damn it, Kim. Damn you and your... just being perfect in every way. I had a thought. A bad thought. A dumb thought. A thought that I probably shouldn't have. How much does that old lady pay out, if she pays out, indeed? Just if I ask her for money, is she going to pay me? And how much? I don't want to do that. Let's see if I can convince him to let me in for just one more night, man. Just one more, you know. What's one more night going to do?
Can I help you?
It's about that money, though. I was wondering if we could come to some sort of arrangement for tonight. I'll pay you back tomorrow. I'm an honest cop. As police officer, you must understand that I cannot take you at your word without evidence. He pauses, realizing the contradiction in his statement. Evidence being money. You can't stay here without money. Yeah. This conversation's not going anywhere, is it? Not until you give me money. Okay, he turns to you with a heavy sigh. I might have something in my motor carriage we can use. When you're done here. Really didn't want to resort to this man is thinking. Oh, Lieutenant, we're done here. But what if we could... Yeah. I mean... Technically... Yes, this is just a game to me. Yeah. Nothing else. So it looks like maybe there was some other way to do this, but I don't see it. It's not the moment. Oh, and the old lady is gone anyway, so... Oh, well. You got any money on you? Friend? I stand by my justification for not doing this before, but... Maybe I can sneak in somewhere and get some more money? Maybe. Possible. Let's go for it. Take the risk. Your fingers find their way into the shackle, flicking open its spring-loaded gate. The metal loop holds the plastic ID and a leather-bound pocketbook. And the man? Man emits a loud snore. Is he about to wake up? Doesn't look like, but you may never know. Does the lieutenant see me? No, he's looking the other way, perhaps purposefully. Swipe through the pocketbook, take what's inside. Find a black paper note with a woman's profile on it. Seems like this woman lived centuries ago. Note says 5 real. It feels nice and greasy. Yum yum, money. Think of all the things you can buy with this. Synapses in your brain fire with glee. Seal the document. Just for the record, you look nothing like the man on the document. Close the carabiner. I'm good now. Bye! Not enough, though. Revachol, Orionje, Orionye, Clasia. Gotta remember the J-E is a Y noise. Clasia. Alright. So I need to somehow come up with 80 real. At basically midnight. 11 o'clock if you want to be picky about it, but basically midnight. Anyway, what's this? Because what do you have? There's something here we could sell. Look in the back of the suspect transport enclosure. Look inside. Cage at the back of the motor carriage looks rather uncomfortable. 4 shiny hubcaps are stacked against the seat. The silver edges sparkle in the dark. I confiscated these 4 a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by Martinez Canal. What are they? They're spinner hubcaps. Frivolous things you put on your wheels when the wheels come to a stop. Makes a spinning motion with his hands. Caps keep on spinning. There's no real use for them, it's just for vanity. What do you mean you confiscated them? A couple weeks ago, I stopped a young man for going slower than the speed of traffic. Turns out he was some coalition official's son, and high. You took his spinners? Mm-hmm. He nods, took them and arrested him for driving under the influence. Alright, Kim. Arresting those politicians, or kids of the politicians. Yeah, but isn't that corruption, though? I don't know. Is it? The lieutenant looks back, stone-faced. I was going to take them into evidence, but they weren't necessary for conviction. You never asked for them back. Do you want to put these spinners on your machine? Points at the Kanema. Oh no, that would be silly. He hesitates. I don't know why I kept them. It doesn't matter. I couldn't put them on this MC anyway. Couple of spinners, that'd be outrageous. Yeah, outrageously cool. He flashes a smile, barely visible in the dark. I'm sorry you have to sell them because of me. As I said, they're useless anyway. I should have remembered if I had these earlier. But thank you. Sorry, I can't take them. It wouldn't be right. Alright, let's not take them now, then come back once we realize we have to. Have this conversation again, and then take them. Sounds likely. Well... Oh, okay. As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the large orange sector, indicating the engine is warm. Next to the gauge is a red switch labeled heat. Now, that's not fun with the foldable headlights. I know they're mesmerizing, they're also fragile. Not going to turn it on for you again. Close the door and leave, but... Having thoughts. Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your copper type. I'm sorry, what? Apparently there are. I'm gonna say I'm the cool cop? No, you're the sorry cop. Oh, the cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we? Fucking, they should be sorry. Yes, impotent rage and lamentation. Let's wrap it up. Won't the other copper types be jealous? What, jealous of the sorry cop? I think they'll be fine, don't worry. They'll be super fine. It'll be totally okay. You can dual copper type from sorry to anything. Aha! Okay, but what are the other copper types? Oh, you know, Apocalypse, Superstellar, the Advanced Interesting Cop, Liquid Shadow Cop. But, you're too sorry to say those things, so here we go? I'm sorry. Rigorous self-critique, you say? Of course you are. It's okay, see if you can get something out of this, like info, or maybe every time you say you're sorry, you get $1 million bucks? Thank you, Logic. Thanks. That's really what I needed now. I'm bumming off my friends, apparently. At least that's the direction we seem to be going in. Although, if there is a pawn shop... then... maybe I can sell some of this junk I have. Or maybe I can find more junk to sell. I don't think I've gone to the south at all. Well, hey. Plastic wrapped macaroni stamped with humanitarian aid. Humanitarian aid tuna fish. Speakers from the people of Samara. That's nice. Food gift from the people of Messina. Helpline to the company that controls the drawbridge. Hot air rises from the sewer, sour, acidic, and strangely comforting. Disturbing. Let's scrounge around there. Ooh. Fingerless gloves. Electrochemistry. Gasoline-stained fingerless gloves in navy blue. They've been worn threadbare, but being made of wool still provides some warmth and comfort. I can go for that. A little bit of electrochemistry, not the worst of things. Kind of prefer the interfacing. Wow, that just looks ridiculous. Yeah, I'm not likely to use electrochemistry for anything that I know. That I know of. Yeah. On the other hand, this looks silly, so yeah. Aesthetics over practicality. Yeah. Oh, dear. Probably not the best decision I've ever made, but, this... Yep, found the pawn shop, apparently. Knickknacks. You see rows of toy soldiers. Very loud toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty. Should have put on those, gloves. Damn it. Try to find something pretty and cool here, then use it to win her back. I'm sorry, win her back? Yes, buy something nice, a figurine. Expect the figurines in rags. This set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive. A few have rifles, but most of them carry pistols. Some even shovels and tall sticks. These even soldiers? Probably talking about the revolutionaries, yes? The man behind the glass answers. Yes, they're soldiers, revolutionary soldiers. I think their poverty's been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win. It is impossible to win against the cohorts of capital. Ask my friend Gart, whose bitch it made me. Interesting. Okay, he doesn't bat an eye. Don't like either set too much, to be honest. What about these blue ones? They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers. They are variously posed, wielding swords and rifles with bayonets. Are these the royalist soldiers? Which ones? Man peers from his glass box. Oh, those, yes they are. Find the paint job a bit gaudy, but children like bright colors indiscriminately. Yeah, supposedly. Think of a truly cool figurine in the box under the table. Why, what's this? A headless man riding a horse, a headless man wearing futuristic tracksuit trousers that say Falm. What? What is this? Show it to the shopkeep. Oh, that's the Headless Fallen Rider. Who? The Headless Fallen Rider. It's an urban legend about a man who rides the streets of Revachol, sporting a Fallen tracksuit. As you can see, he's missing his head. He points at the decapitated figurine. 50 cents, bargain price. I'll throw in the tiny cap, too. I think he's looking for it or something. It's part of the story that has many, interpretations. I will do so. Did I mention that this figurine is supposed to be lucky? Always carry it with you, he grins. Inspect the knights on horseback. Big men on big horses clad in lamellar armor and carrying flintlocks. The kind that would mow down a line of enemy soldiers in the blink of an eye. Who are they? Franco-Nigerian knights. He looks at the dusty figurines in the dim light. Used to be very serious about these guys. A long, long time ago. Oh. Bust of a woman. Bust of a woman. Plaque simply says Dell. Film projector, some kind of machine. Interesting. Mostly military wear with a few more eccentric fashions thrown in. Well, very large red t-shirt with an impressive print stands out from the other garb. Yeah? Oh, yeah. The print depicts a muscled man striding towards you, a giant sword in each hand encircled by burning embers. Behind him is a cluster of cabins engulfed in flame. Beneath him are the words Helmdall burning. Sniff the t-shirt. Smells like worn cotton and a little old sweat there. Worn cotton with a side of flea market or trash bin. Sniffing's okay, but please don't try anything on. Can't have you leaving your photon emissions in the fabric of things you're not going to buy. You're not imagining it. Photon emissions? What's he talking about? What? Yeah, what? What? How much are you selling this t-shirt for? 2 real. That's dirt cheap. Can you just give it to me for free, then? He frowns, but why? Perhaps I could repay you in some other way? I deal in goods, not services. Well, okay, fine. Oh. -2 authority, but I don't really care about authority and physical instrument. And shivers, which as I recall is a supernatural ability. For 2 real. I'm gonna let go of it for now. Because I need every real I can get.
It's not often that I see officers of the RCM in my pawn shop.
I'm sorry, I just really started paying attention to you, and your face, you either have a mustache or your mouth is melted. I am concerned about you.
What can I do for you?
Many things, possibly, hopefully. His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of lights across the walls of his shop. It's shameful how insufficient the police presence in these parts
I haven't really had any problems myself, though some of my customers have complained about the inconsistent law enforcement.
Have they
Who
now?
are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travellers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
This business is all over the place. You should specialize, zoom in, and
It
recapitalize.
keeps me entertained.
Business school snobbery. Huh. Ooh. Good to know. Entertained, he might be high. If he is, on what? What's he high on? Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light? While the mind continues to race forward? Lucky Bashley's probably on perholidon. Stuff to come by on the street. What's that? A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects somehow. That's interesting. And it makes your eyes turn yellow. What? Sir, could you take off your sunglasses? I'd like to check your eyes. Why on earth? He staggers away from the glass, but quickly recomposes himself. These are prescription. I can't really see without them. No judgment, just curious. I probably did loads of perholidon before I lost my memory. I've had to take it, since the People's Pile cleanup. He responds carefully, as with the Emergency Relief Brigade. He's taking it for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days. Uh-huh. The, People's Pile, what's that? I have an idea. A bad idea. Some poor leftist built a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities. It malfunctioned. Radioactive waste everywhere, probably some of it in you, too. Oh, the People's Pile was a Type U particle decay generator that failed immediately after entering service. Oh, of course it did, releasing radioactive waste into River Esperance. What's a particle decay generator? Long story, yeah, primitive nuclear reactor, also called a pile. Not the nuclear reactors that you are probably imagining. These are like before that was even a thing. We had nuclear piles. Actually, I don't know if it's even that old, but like the first nuclear reactor, when they say first nuclear reactor, that's what they're talking about, not a modern, like those tower designs and long story. Anyway, also I'm not 100% educated on it, so I'm gonna just drop it there, but yeah, do they even use proper... I have questions about nuclear reactors now. I, have some old knowledge, but no. Anyway, unimportant at the moment. Why is it called the People's Pile? I can guess. Construction began during the commune of Revachol. The people continued work on it after the commune fell. They wanted a cheap source of energy for Revachol West, and that didn't work out very well for them because it was a nuclear pile. Why did it fail? An emergency valve defect resulted in steam pressure blowing the turbine, taking the fuel containment vessel up in the explosion. Both the faulty design and lack of finances contributed to the catastrophe. Alright, tell me more about this emergency relief brigade you were part of. He points at the white triangle on his orange safety jacket. We were an all-volunteer force, self-organized. Tried to help fire brigades contain the spill. On the patch, camera radiation lines crossed with a red drop of blood. Lived by the river since I was a small boy. The Esperants didn't have the heart to let it all go to shit without trying to do something to help out. There wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however. We were wasted years in the river mud, years getting sick. Looked at the spiraling light and stops. Actually, I'm thinking about it now. I'm wondering if nuclear piles were ever actually used for, like, industrial scale energy generation, because I'm inclined to think they wouldn't have. But, unimportant right now. Must have been tough, radioactive cleanup. He hesitates. There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened, and why no one's tried to repair or replace the pile. So much disappointment and early deaths, cancer mostly, and we knew all that was coming, even as we were cleaning up as best we could. Whose fault was it that the generator failed? No one's, everyone's. He sighs and shakes his head. So much bitterness. A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor, hoping for the best. What did you think was going to happen? How'd you end up running a pawn shop, though? The cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then. Later, my second aunt died, left me this shack and the assorted junk in it. So I came to Martinez. People told me, don't go there, it's a shithole. I said, people, we just had a nuclear pile meltdown. I'm gonna get as far from Foulburg as I can. Still in the same city, but he shrugs. Thanks for telling me. I like theory more than story. Onward movement, not vortices. Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man. Interesting thoughts. Care to share your parholidon with me? You'd say you've done it before, yeah? Lieutenant steps away, pretending to admire some of the knickknacks on display. Looks like he doesn't want to get involved. Go ahead then, he thinks. As long as you can walk strike, I don't care. He won't be your narc, but he won't be thrilled about this either. I think I've tried it once and liked it. Here you go, man. He presents a large cap-shaped object on the palm of his hand, very odd-looking. Yes, darling, that's the coalition government-ordained parholidon, straight into your gut. Actually, changed my mind. Don't need any parholidon. For now. I'd like to sell my clothes, if you don't mind. I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment. It looks you up and down quickly. A fascinating photo of a corpse here. Oh, no, I don't like this kind of object. No sale. He barely even looks at it. Know what the tattoos mean? Aphotic paths, counter-radiance networks, anti-magnetism. It's darkness, that's all I know. Sell me something lighter. You have absolutely no idea what aphotic paths are, but the tattoos on the man are not that. Alright. Ooh! That's gone. I think I can get more for that antique. Ooh. I feel like that's going to be useful, though. So maybe I shouldn't have even sold that, but... oh well. What's done is done. You might be able to aid our investigation, though. Doubt it, but I can try to answer any questions you may have. Know anything about the recent hanging? Did my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business, bad for everyone. Doesn't know anything. Nothing about the Wild Pines representative that's in town? Perhaps? He looks off to the side, then down in his hands. Can't say I'm a huge admirer of Wild Pines. I certainly wouldn't trust any silver-tongued spokesperson of theirs. Fortunately, I have no reason to get involved. But what do you have against Wild Pines? What should I have for it? Have you met the Wild Pines representative? No, just people like that make everyone else see the world somewhat askew, at an angle that is convenient for them. Now, you have more questions, or are we... actually, that's all I got. I don't think I'm gonna, you know... Then again, he's high enough, it might not matter. By the way, do you happen to have any guns? Like the ones carried by cops? Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I probably sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back. Fuck. This is a pawn shop, and it did feel as if you'd met before. Oh god. Wait, I sold you my gun? You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. He hesitates. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Ravishaw's citizens' militia. I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emissions. The unhealthy kind. Was the buyer a policeman, too, perhaps? She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as a pig, which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive, but I was just happy to get rid of it and of her. Oh my god. Truth be told, she was terrifying. Right, so let me get this right. Lieutenant turns to you. You sold your sidearm issued by the Citizens Militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it. I'm sorry, I sold my gun. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. There's only one explanation. She must be one of my rabid fans, obviously. In that case, she'll be happy to get a visit from us, if we can find her. Any idea where I can find this buyer? My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was coming from or where she went. Needle in a haystack, there's nothing you can do about it now. You just have to hope you luck upon her somewhere. Although the way they said that they referred to us as pigs, I think I have an idea. I have an idea, and yeah. Wow, you work hard. I do? Oh, yes, you hustle. You're a provider. Tough out there, but you keep it real and provide. I guess I do. Yeah. Oh, yeah, like a horse. A workhorse for hard work. What hard work do I do exactly? Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked 200,000 steps down cracked asphalt, mosaic, sand, and linoleum after you re-emerged. This is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. Well, it's harsh, and people are evil. You didn't make it that way, and you won't let it break you. You ride. I fucking ride till I die, bitch? That's just what it's like, life and death, but you got gills on your side, baby. And those black papers with the faces of the innocents on them. You bring in the Franco-Negro... I don't like that. Franco-Negros. There we go. And the soulless. It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out, you didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop and a sprinter and a money printer. You'd say I took some money from that Manana guy, too. And then there's pointing stuff off to that suspicious Roy guy. Yeah, you're in the sales business. Shake him for shit and then pawn it off. Law officer style. You'd say I took some money from that Manana guy, too. You didn't log that in as a donation, either. You don't log any of that shit in. You're a straight rider. Guess I made some guilds, sure. Sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy? Have you not gone into cardiac arrest? Are you not about to have an anxiety attack or shoot yourself in the mouth? We still hustle 24/7, ride or die. Ask yourself, are you rich? No, I'm actually not. That's right, you worked harder than anyone. You almost rode yourself to the grave and you're still practically a hobo. Why is that? There's a market for corrupt cops out there, but the immigrant cops have price dumped it. I don't know, why am I so poor? Because the taxes. G-Man's got his jam-covered sticky fingers in your pocket, stealing from you every time you buy, sell, walk, talk, fart, so much as sneeze. Aren't taxes almost non-existent in the gossamer state that is Revachol? I thought there were no taxes. You and I both, but they got those indirect modes of taxation: sales tax, excise duty, extraction tax. This tax that doesn't even have a name. Plus, there's the stuff people in other countries pay for. It makes them ask for more money from you. Here, the gossamer state's a myth. In total, the coalition government is taking 98% of all your money. No fucking way. I guess I'm a free market fundamentalist now. Are you sure? That seems like a pretty big number. What are you not sure about? They're milking your nipples until they bleed. Can't you see? Aren't you sick and tired of having bloody nipples? Bleeding nipples are kind of a pain, but how will deregulation help me with that? Opt in, but only a little. Indirect modes of taxation. It's all about the tax issue, hustler. You know the problem in the world is as pressing as top marginal tax rates, and don't you frickin' forget it. Franco-Nigerians? Like, I don't, Here's the thing. As a YouTuber, there are some words I cannot say. Also, as a human being, there are some slurs I just don't want to use. Is the thing. Yeah, like, nope. Not okay with some of the things in this game, but... maybe I can just sleep on this. Can I just sleep here? Dang it, Kim. But I think I know where my gun's gone. I have a theory. The book appears to be erotica, but without actual erotica. Ooh. Interesting that. But yeah, Actually save just in case I get myself shot. Yeah. Just as a precaution, in case death happens. Interesting, but anyway. What's that? Oh, what do we have here? A bridge? A bridge with loose nails and rotten-infested wood that creaks in the wind. A construction code violation if ever there was one. Again, looks like we have a construction code violation. Lieutenant looks around. True, they never cleaned up the war damage. The rest of Revachol looks better, though. The lieutenant, think about the splinters. Bridge is fine enough. Locals use it all the time. After all, it's nothing to worry about. He adjusts his glasses. Shall we? Evidently? I guess. Oh, hold up. Loot of some kind? And a way into someplace. Magnesium for morale. I should have a proper talk with Kim at some point. Oh, hey. How's things? Joyce Messier. A striking woman leans against the cabin on top of her sailboat. Smiling as you approach, her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good evening, officers. I'm Joyce.
Hey, Joyce. How's things? She extends her hand in greeting.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines,
Oh!
the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
Yeah, what's the L stand for?
Leighton, my maiden name.
What gave us away?
Nothing, honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first one who's responded.
I like her.
I'm glad to see you here.
The strength there. If she wanted, she could sneak her nails deep into your
I
skin.
was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
I mean, that's a bit of a lie,
How
but
interesting.
there we are.
I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
You're on a boat. Like, immediately after she said something, you're on a boat. Why, yes. I am. She looks at the deck under her feet. Green and white sails flutter overhead. Yes. I am so competent. Okay. Not a lot of people on boats. Not a lot of boats on people either. Are there? Of course there are. She looks around. We're on an archipelago. How are we supposed to get around? Wait, we're on an archipelago? Holy shit! I was right! Yes, we are. She raises her brow. We're on Lake Kailu. Technically, the neighboring Ozone and Face à la Mer island groups are archipelagos, while Lac Kailu... Kylo? Anyway, by contrast, is a single fertile landmass, the fourth largest island in the world. It is not an archipelago. I thought Lake Kailu was one big island. Okay, she gives you a crooked smile if you want to get technical. The point is we're all on islands here, and sail is still the most expedient way to get from one island to another, especially when you're in a hurry to resolve a strike. But you have engines. Engines are a thing. What is with this timeline? I still haven't seen anyone else sail a boat around here. I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Kupri Kanima motor carriage either. Actually, the lieutenant becomes defensive. The motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol Industry Harbor. It's not a toy. Neither is this. The woman passes... I cannot talk anymore. I apologize. Neither is this. The woman pats the cabin hard top. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands. You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around this boat because she's rich. Why? Why what? Stop thinking. Take her down. It'll come off like I'm ambience, and I'm not. Why am I even thinking about this? I have police work to do. You got a license for this boat? Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator. The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Her nonchalance might be related to something called the Wayfarer Act, although this says she doesn't need a license. Sly Fox, you're not aggressive enough to harass her further on this. She got a name? The boat? No, I'm sorry. The boat? No, it is called Cordelate 19, because that's the type of sloop it is. How do you like it? My sloop, I like it a lot. Her lips curl into a wry smile. It's the eel's hips, baby. I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating. I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He looks at the woman, assessing her. I think I have a handle on the boat thing. Good. She takes a sip of her thermal cup. Yeah. Now that we've discussed this boat, tell me about Wild Pines. What do you do? What we do? I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking. There's a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent. Interesting. So what do they do? The Pines' core competency is logistics, container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. She points to the small dots on the horizon. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping sides of things. Then to the east toward the harbor, and that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms. But, okay, the Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo tribes. Companies awarded royal monopolies by the king, the suzerain, himself, centuries ago. The king is long gone, but several of the Indo tribes remain. Who are the other Indo tribes? Industry tribes. Wait. We post-apocalyptic? Saint Baptiste, LUM, an unknown entity known as Brightest Star. You're in good company, it seems. Why, thank you. She does not register the real meaning of the remark. How much money does Wild Pines have? I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year the company booked more than 20 billion rial in revenue. Huh. The money I owe is so much less than that. Yes, past a certain point, numbers begin to seem imaginary, but they are quite real for the 72,000 employees who depend on Wild Pines for their paychecks. That seems like so few. A conglomerate the size of Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving and growing, it'll die. Though it becomes of those 72,000 families, it's a tremendous responsibility. Yeah, if you say so. Where does Wild Pines get all these billions? Started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Cimmerian and Insulindian Isolas 250 years ago. 250 years ago, obviously. When Pines ships explored the South Semines and charted Lo Manthang on behalf of the suzerain. Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the Great Unrest to reemerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build. Probably helps start out with a royal monopoly. You know more than you let on. She takes a sip and looks you over afresh. Certainly it helped, but most of the original Indo tribes have failed or been absorbed. To survive, Wild Pines had to grow and adapt. No suzerain did that. What does a huge system want with a place like this? You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, she gives you a little smile, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo? 8% of all cargo in the world. That's quite the endeavor indeed. Thought gained, the 15th Indo tribe. She nods forcefully. There are no minor cogs in the system. Each terminal must be accounted for, lest the entire system break. Every hiccup in such a system means thousands lose their jobs the world over. I'm here to assure that doesn't happen. With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone. You know what? I'm desperate, because I don't want to have to sell his hubcaps. You seem rich. Can I have some money? Is what you want to say, but it isn't that easy, is it? Wait, why not? Look at that lady. Take a gander. Squint your eyes, bub. What lustrous hair. A well-kempt, yet tastefully short bob of dark hair. Despite the first hints of grey, she's elected to keep it au naturel, shaped into a permanent wave, late 40s style. While dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from cold. Red from cold? Her earlobes are red, okay. Though the pearls were, and that didn't make sense. Also, the fact that they're orange pearls is odd. But anyway, her light green eyes scan you, full of knowledge and worry, wealth and all its possibilities. These are the kind eyes of the rich man that seem to say everything is possible within reason. Yes, so? Now look at you, you misery-clad simian, barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes, a scythe of booze precedes you. Your hair sticks to your forehead and your underwear feels uncomfortable. You're poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money, you're too... I'm a goddamn working man. I'm not ashamed to shake this leech for some dough. You think your little communism protects you from this feeling? No. The more demeaning it is to grovel at her feet. What can you tell me about this strike? I'm gonna probably end up here, but... Yeah, what can you tell me? Everything, she smiles, right up to, but not including, trade secrets. Wait, what if I want to hear about trade secrets? First, you'd have to repeal the Emergency Acts of Trade and Ailments that gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus. An octopus? I will slay it! Good luck, it's only kept in place by the vested interests of half the civilized world, including your own. What the man means is the Emergencies Act and the RCM both get their authority from the coalition government. You'd be shooting yourself in the foot, in other words. Very well. But I am derailing us. You want to know about the strike? What's your role here? I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer. And how are the talks going? They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago after that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbor. There's a 2.2-meter racist behemoth blocking the gates. Oh, you mean Measurehead? Yes, Jean-Luc Measurehead. She leans back and rolls her eyes. Nice guy. Not really actually a horrible person, but... I mean, I bested him in combat. In race combat. As the, he chose to term it. How were the talks going before the lynching, though? Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived. And when did you first arrive? I arrived 3 weeks ago. She thinks, yes, the middle of February, and the bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM. Looks at his notes, but the strike began in December. I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations. Isn't the first time the union's gone on strike? Heavens, no! There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive? Ludicrous, even, it's meant. What are their demands? There are leaflets everywhere and banners. What do they say again? Oh, yes. Every worker a member of the board. Most of the workers probably don't know what that means. Don't know what to think about that. Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines groups makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal. Ooh, yeah, that ain't happening. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines groups. It's pretty funny, I have to admit. They're having a blast, but how can they afford it? After 4 months, my assumption was that they would prefer a more practical solution. What are you gonna do? Not sure. Naturally, I assumed this was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. There's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now people are getting lynched, I hear, behind the whirling of rags. A disastrous situation, if there ever was one. Excuse me, the lieutenant looks up from his notes. From whom did you hear about this lynching? Lynching? Reply comes quick. I first hid it from the boya at the gates, the one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was call me mañana. Oh, aha, I get it. This checks out. What happened to Gaumont, though? Mr. Clare told him to... How did he put it? He paused to compose himself. Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see. Ah, not cool. Keep in mind this is a negotiator Mr. Clare's worked with before, and it was more than fair with him and the union. Scabs at the gate, did you put them there? The scabs, she raises her brow. You mean the huddled masses of jamrock come to bleed for work where the union refuses to? If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you, not right now at least. It's implied she's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion. What do you think of Everhart? Oh! Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, is that he always puts the interests of the workers first. Really? Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. Imagine he has a thick viscous goo where you and I have blood. Yeah, that's Everard, alright. He's the most corrupt individual I've ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there's anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar. Wait, there are two of him? Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues. What about the union itself outside the Brothers Clare? The Debardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution, 20 years ago anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. She adjusts her hair. Organized labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The Brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say? She hesitates, looking for the right expression. A mob, the lieutenant says succinctly. The Debardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, we're forced to cooperate with them. Refreshingly honest, officer, she nods. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. Does he actually have a brother, though? I mean, if they're the same except for the lazy eye. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see, she explains. We say the Debardeurs Union is... I prefer not to have an opinion on these things. One more thing, you said something happened in the elections? I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the union. She disappeared. Disappeared? Yes, on the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work, ever. End of story. Some kind of extortion, probably. Indeed, the company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him. Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine. Let's switch that topic a bit. By the way, I've talked to Everard Clare. Well, maybe, but first. Ah, there we go. Help me, I'm poor, I need money to keep living. Ah, yes, of course, I'm sad to hear that. She nods as if it's self-explanatory. How much do you need? She's surprisingly nonchalant about this. Could it be that she somehow knows about your predicament than she's letting on? Now, here's the part where we see... I could use 10,000 real. I could really go for 1,000. 100 real seems more reasonable, though. 100 real? That's a good sum. Not so small, not fantastically large. She reaches into her raincoat and pulls out a zip bag. In it you see paper notes arranged like black gills. Oh, thank you. You. She removes a few notes and hands them to you. The paper's cold and oily to the touch. Lieutenant breathes a sigh of relief. Good, we won't be needing to go to my Kanema then. So, she returns the zip bag in her jacket. I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under the Emergency Act, but still. I'm still getting my head around this whole money concept. You're just helping me out. You're right, ma'am, that donations are permitted under the Emergency Act, unseemly as it may be, as long as they're properly logged with the precinct. Which he most certainly will do. She bows and then raises a single eyebrow in your direction. Now, how else can I help the RCM today besides supplementing its salaries and avoiding having to, you know, sell poor Kim's spinners? By the way, I've talked to Everard Clare. You have, she smiles carefully. How'd you like Mr. Clare? He's a beautiful man, beautiful and just. Oh, I'm actually angry. He's a bloated rainbow socialist. I mean, bloated, yes. I can do business with him. He is not the champion I have chosen. I wish to swear fealty to you in the cause of capital. Truth be told, not important if I liked him. I was doing my job. Of course, Detective. Excuse me for implying otherwise. The RCM does not pick sides in this. I hope it doesn't come off any other way. Of course, and I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I am not a corrupt worm myself. She turns to you. However, if you feel like discussing something, How could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We should only be, she smiles, gossiping. Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things. Tell her, she'll like you for it. That money you gave me, would that make things weird if I shared information, I mean? Weird? Oh no, one of the positive things to come from the revolution is the unhindered exchange of information. See, even when it comes to trade secrets, which isn't to suggest our talks constitute corporate espionage, even if they did. It would be fine, but they don't, since you logged the money as a donation, and this is clearly just gossip between friends. Lieutenant might have, but I don't remember you logging anything as anything, Harry. I'd rather talk about something else for you now, if you don't mind. Of course, Detective. Should something come up later down the road, don't be afraid to drop on by. What can you tell me about the lynching, though? Quite a few things, I'm afraid. She falls silent for a moment, contemplating something. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers. Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. Lieutenant hands her a piece of blue plastic. I'm Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41, Detective Dubois. I'm afraid Harry doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice. Oh, and what happened to yours, Detective? She returns to the lieutenant's badge and turns to you. Remember when my partner told you I'd suffered from a unusual medical episode? My lost badge is related to it. I see. She looks increasingly worried. You're saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything. This world, the city, nothing. Oh dear, she sighs with confusion, sadness even. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. Don't even know how to respond. I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you'd gain by faking such a condition. As I said, ma'am, the lieutenant interjects, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM. Thanks, Kim, I think? Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement. Ugh. Feelings will guide the way. But ma'am, I need to know about this lynching. It's very important to me. It's the case I'm solving. I assure you, it is no small matter for me either. We all share the responsibility for disarming this situation. I hope you have a badge for me as soon as possible. You have so much else. I have only this. This is the entirety of my existence. She's silent. The wind flaps the sail above her. This boat, for example, in a home somewhere. I only have this case. Officer. I don't remember anything except this lynching. There's only this coast and this lynching. You know, she puts her foot on the guard wire. I don't mean to sound cold, but if you want something, you just have to give me something back, more than just guilt. You're doing, despite your own best efforts, you're still getting it somehow. I'll be frank with you, if I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. You're going to want to see something tangible, like what? The Union is conducting drug trade out of the harbor. It's an open secret in Martinez. Really must not come as a complete surprise to the RCM either. Perhaps it's time to look into it, or you can find your badge, which honestly seems like a lost cause. Detective, a word in private before we continue. Excuse us for a moment, ma'am.
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
I mean, neither am I, but I was a 42% chance. How was I supposed to know that it wouldn't work out? I thought it was going so well. This woman's running circles around us. You might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we're played straight into her hands. What do you propose, that we don't investigate the drug trafficking? No, if there's reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we were siding with the Union, or that we're on their take. We'd never hear the end of it. What I propose is we ask her, then we investigate. Briefly, he adjusts his glasses, but do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done and demand for her information on the lynching. We could just, find my badge. Oh, he nods slowly. That would be fantastic. But do we have the time? The wall is large, and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters. The situation might have changed drastically by the time you locate it. Time is of the essence. You could request a new one from your station, but that would literally take months. Company must have more ears on the ground. She could have known about my condition. Wouldn't go that far. Her reaction did come off as sincere to me. I think she's just quick to adapt. She's a professional, after all. Yeah, well, Well, the good news is we don't have to sell your hubcaps, Kim. Okay, that's fine. That works too, I guess. Well, guess we're investigating the drug trade now, and we'll handle that probably tomorrow because we have to get back into our apartment? Question mark. And that'll all be matters for the future, though. For now, thank you all for your time. Note the like, comment, and subscribe buttons below. Use them responsibly. And I will see you all soon. Bye. I can't get his head to go up and down, but I can get left and right. Ah, good to know.